Hello, everybody. How's it going? What's this? I'm doing art. Hey, Picasso. I like it. Hey, Tom. How's it going? So I am going to be experimenting on stream today. Pretty excited. If you haven't seen the Slap Chop video by The Honest Wargamer, I strongly recommend giving it a try because it's hilarious and it's useful and it explains things in a way that like new painters or reluctant painters can actually get stuff out of it. So I highly recommend. Is this painting for Horus Heresy? Potentially. I don't like the goofy little marines, so these are from Geargut's Mech Shop. And they big. I wonder if I have a Primaris around here. Do I have a Primaris around here? I have a Shield Captain. Shield Captain for scale. So Shield Captain for scale. So like these boys are big. Like that's like true scale Marines right there. So if I can paint these guys pretty fast, then yes, potentially Horus Heresy. But yeah, we'll see. We're doing an experiment, so I'm just waiting on. And I'm also so like proud of myself wearing my glasses 2 weeks in a row. I'm just gonna wait until this dries a little bit. So the step that I'm doing on them right now is I prime them. So normally when I prime, I don't worry about getting places that I'm not gonna touch, because I'm not going to touch it. Paint's not going to come off. But in this case, we really need the shadowy areas to be black. So I'm just going in with Army Painter Matte Black and painting in all the areas that the primer didn't get. Good morning, Garraguts. I'm painting your babies today. Happy Monday. Happy Monday to you, Mr. Fish. Who doesn't enjoy slapping the old chop from time to time? Yeah, they are huge. Like, I feel like Marines should be huge. They're larger than life. Hey, Zan, how's it going? Okay. So, I've done 3 of them, like this step, 3 of them off camera. So, while I do this one and wait for that first one to dry, I'll explain to you what I'm going to do. So, over the black, we're going to dry brush Iron Warriors, and then this, white gold? No, I don't want white gold. I want silver by Monument Hobbies, which is probably this one. Yes. Silver by Monument Hobbies. And then we're going to try 2 things. We're going to try putting contrast over it, and this will be my first time ever using contrast. Ever on stream. No idea what I'm doing. I don't have the medium, contrast medium. I don't have anything. We're just gonna like try it because I want these to be Alpha Legion. I read Legion, which is in the Horus Heresy series, and I thought it was really cool. So I'm going to attempt to do that. If the contrast doesn't work, I do have this Liquitex Turquoise Deep ink that we can try as well. So I might do one with contrast and then one with the ink and then see what we like better. See what we like better, y'all. Happy World Turtle Day? Is it World Turtle Day? Is tortoises included in Turtle Day? Because I think tortoises are really cute. Just saying. How about you? And well, I went to a barbecue last night, brought the dog, he made some friends, he was a little shit, so he's sleeping because he didn't stop for like 3 hours. Then I came home and hurt myself, so I didn't sleep very well. If you don't know, I have arthritic knees, And yeah, so I hurt one of my knees and it kind of locked, and it made it so I didn't sleep very well, because every time I'd like turn over it would be like excruciating pain. But today it feels a lot better. Like I just sort of laid in bed and sort of stretched it out and moved it as much as I could, and it seems to have helped. But I might take a nap later. I'm not gonna lie, I might nap. Is that when we celebrate that the world is supported on the back of turtles all the way down? I'm not sure, but I doubt it's something they'd shell out if it was. Oh my god. Oh my god. Kyle, I thought you were my friend. I thought you were my friend. Okay. This one actually, it had like some spots in between here that were pretty bad, but for the most part, the rest of it was pretty good. One spot there. Also, I'm trying not zooming in my camera today, to see if the autofocus works. Ryan Ricker just subscribed. Thank you. I didn't know that I could get subscriptions. But thank you. Thank you. I didn't know I was set up for that. I really appreciate it. I should get Turtle Day pizza later. Yeah, man. Get it delivered to your, like, manhole in the city. Did you know that, like, the original Ninja Turtles was really dark? Like, the original comic book. It was dark AF, y'all. Oh, Kyle. I thought you were my friend. Okay, let's check this guy. So, Army Painter paints tend to have, like, a little bit of gloss to them. But I'm just gonna check here. Needs a little bit more to dry, but not too much more. So we'll just do this guy. So you can see there's some spaces in there that the primer didn't get. So we're just gonna clean those up. You guys. You and your dad jokes. Kyle, did you pay for your dad joke license? In the original comic book, they just really F Shredder up. They straight up kill him. Yeah, like, it's super dark. I played the Ninja Turtles Rifts system game. Like, it's from, like, the 80s, the RPG. And I was like, wait, this is Ninja Turtles? Like, why is this so dark right now? But yes. Yeah. Actually, that's a game I wouldn't mind giving another shot to. Just being like some like weird mutant animal. I'm actually really starting to miss role-playing. I did some voiceovers for a podcast that's doing some Necromunda stuff. So I did some Escher sort of voice acting for them, and it was so fun, and it made me like really miss tabletop role-playing. So I might have to make that happen, even if I'm just like... I'm really like trepidatious to run a game online because I don't have a lot of experience as a game master. And I just really need to see people's like expressions on their face as I go to know if I'm like hitting the right spot, you know? But I might have to just like acquiesce and run a game online. Might have to do it. Because I have this whole like Mork board campaign like set up and ready to go. So I might have to do it. Plus I play Theater of the Mind, so it's not like as crucial to have Roll20 or anything like that. Also, if you're doing this stuff, I do recommend using an old brush that you don't care about, because you will wreck your stuff. It will be wrecked. It's based on the Daredevil universe, like the Sin City of TMNT. Interesting. In the UK, they changed the cartoon name to Hero Turtles instead of Ninjas. Really? No way! Why? Like, I can't even imagine the TV show without the theme song. Okay, I think that's looking pretty good on this guy. Everything Ciembieta did back in those days was gold, and Palladium Games was the RPG standard if you weren't playing D&D. They did Rifts. I've played actually a lot of the different Rift systems, lots of Heroes Unlimited, a little bit of Nightbane. It's not my favorite system, actually. But I've played a lot of it because my best friends, it's like their favorite system. It's amazing what toy companies can do to cartoons to change the market. Even the Toxic Avenger became a kid's show to sell toys. No way! Toxic Avenger is like one of the most problematic movies I've ever seen in my life. I like to host and cook dinner when I do D&D, make it an event rather than just a game. I ain't cooking for nobody, fuck that. But I do like to be like in person just because I like to write scary games, so I need to see if I'm scaring people, right? And like they're not going to tell you, "Oh, that's so scary." You need to like see it on their face. Ninjas was seen as too violent? Okay. They were sly about it, but the Ninja Turtles got mutated in the same accident that Daredevil did. Oh, interesting. Interesting. I like cooking for people in general. D&D or other games are a great pretense to lure people in so I can feed them. Honestly, like, if you're gonna feed me, like honestly, you could probably kidnap me if you were like, but I'll feed you. Okay. There's cheesecake. Oh, God! Okay. So, I also, because the tutorial suggested makeup brushes or like fancy artist opus brushes, and I'm sorry, I'm not gonna buy fancy brushes. I bought cheap ass makeup brushes on Amazon specifically for this. So, because I'm gonna follow the tutorial. So, what he does is he dry brushes a dark gray, quite heavy, and then he'll do a light gray or white on top, kind of lighter. So we're going to follow that, except we're going to do a dark silver, and then we're going to do a really bright silver on top. So we're going to sort of take his tutorial, and we're going to make it our own, and we're going to see what happens, because I literally have no idea. So I'm going to go in with Iron Warriors, and for base coats, this is like my favorite if I'm going to do like a dry brushing technique. Okay, so let's go in here. I love reading about the origins of the He-Man show toys. It's funny how many lies are thrown around that were then frantically made into reality. Yes, we do. Robotech was and still is awesome. Don't worry, there is still a budget for that. That's so funny, Kyle. Okay. Let's check this out. I haven't used this in a while, so I might have to throw it on the vortex, but we'll see. Nope. She good. She good. I'm not sure, like, how much of a dry brush I'm gonna need to do on this boy, but his first dry brush was kind of heavy, so let's see here. Will it work? I don't know. I don't know. We're gonna try it. I'm gonna do the weapons and stuff like actual silver. I'm not gonna put like the contrast on them, but I am still going to do the dry brush thingy. The Toxic Crusaders, it was like Turtles meets Captain Planet, but very much themed around toxic waste. It was a wild cartoon with only one season. Interesting. Yeah, Toxic Avenger, like, the entire time I'm watching it, I was like, man, this would never fly today. This is so problematic. I mean, maybe that's what gives it its charm, is, like, to look back and be like, man, we sucked back in the 70s and 80s. We were not understanding. We were very problematic. I've considered the makeup brushes from Amazon route for my terrain projects. Do you find that they work okay? Yeah. Yeah, they work pretty good. I got no complaints. I mean, they were $1 each, pretty much. The bristles aren't really coming out or anything like that. It's fine. Yeah. It's just like any other brush. They do cover like more ground because they're quite big. They distribute the paint evenly. Yeah. I don't have any complaints. They're doing their job for $1. So this is a heavy dry brush, and then when we go and we do the lighter silver, it'll be like just a quite a bit lighter dry brush. But I'm just really curious to see, because the problem with contrast paint usually when you put it on big flat panels like this is that it like kind of tea stains. So I'm gonna try my best to avoid that. I'm really just quite interested to see if the silver dry brush on top kind of like minimizes that look a little bit by having the metallic sheen underneath. I actually just really hate painting Space Marines. I find them such a chore. So yeah, if this works, man, like I will probably paint an army for Horus Heresy. If anybody wants to play around here, but I don't like the little Marines. They're just so small. Okay, so that is, I'm gonna do a little bit more on his backpack here. I love contrast over metallics. Well, we'll see if I love it as much as you do. Okay. And that's actually how I like to do metallics, is just like dry brush it over black. It's one of the only things that I do dry brush is metallics. So normally I would like wash that and then do a couple other dry brushes on top, but we're not gonna do that. So we're not gonna do that. So now I'm gonna actually take as much of this dark color off as I can. Let's see here. The 80s had a lot of very adult properties get turned into kids' shows, toys. RoboCop had those. My husband actually has some RoboCop action figures. So funny. Traumaville was vile? Rebooting Toxie. Oh no. I'm from the 70s and 80s and there's not much wrong with me. That's true. But you've also probably like learned a lot since then. I was born in 86. Need to try this method for my planned Hawklord's army. Well, if it works. Yeah. I tried to paint one Space Marine and felt the same way. I can't do it, even with it being a Garricus one. All the trim. You like my Stormcast, right? The tabards and tunics are contrast. Yeah, I know. I know. I have like a specific style that normally contrast doesn't make sense for. It's not gonna match anything else that I've painted so far. So yeah. But here, this is a brand new project. So brand new project means we can try stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna take off more of this and see what happens. More than that, I might need more. Yeah, because I feel like I'm kind of known for a really sort of clean, like a really clean sort of style. And I'm not sure how contrast fits into that, but maybe this is it. And yeah, all that trim. My first army was a Chaos Space Marines army, and all of the trim made me just not not want to continue on. I am going to leave the silver trim and just try to paint like the parts that are not trim. So we'll see how that goes. See how that goes. This weapon a little bit more. Not gonna do too much underneath. Yeah, I don't know why, but like metallics just look good dry brushed. You know what I mean? They just look good. Okay, so that's that one. I'm gonna see if any of these ones are dry. I think you were the next one I did. Yes. So I'm gonna do the same thing on this guy. We'll see if we can make a match. But yeah, I don't know. Just dry brushing metallics, the way to go. Like, I wouldn't use these brushes for anything like on my face just because like there's straggler hairs and stuff, but for this is working pretty good. And so Xanthietes, what are Hawk Lords? Is this like a custom chapter, or is this something that exists and is canon already? Because it's something I've never heard of before. I think I'm still gonna end up doing edge highlighting because it's kind of my jam. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Which paint are you using here? So this is Iron Warriors. It's just a Citadel base paint. It's like their darker metallic. And I actually really love this paint. Covers really well. If you're going to be dry brushing with a metallic, I really, really like this one. I use it a lot. Hawk Lords are a canon Space Marine chapter, but they're not one of the terribly well-known ones. Okay. I used Talisar Blue over Lead Belcher for Ultramarines with excellent results. You definitely have to be careful about applying contrast paints over larger areas, but there is a sweet spot for them. Okay. Well, we'll see how I do. I've never used contrast before. I've heard that there's a bit of a learning curve with it. So we'll see. They're an Ultramarine successor that specializes in aircraft. Oh, interesting. Very interesting. So I'm gonna like level with you all. One of the things that sort of like keeps me away, I guess, away from Horus Heresy is that the existing community is kind of gatekeepy. It's not kind of gatekeepy, it's very gatekeepy. So I find it really hard to share anything like using a Horus Heresy hashtag without getting just absolutely murdered for like not painting it the exact right color, or like, oh, your iconography is wrong, you know? So yeah, it definitely like makes me trepidatious to sort of join in and jump in feet first. But I don't know, like maybe I just paint my own stuff and not worry about it. I'm not really too sure. When I was painting my first Chaos guy with a trophy helmet, Rory requested I make it purple, so I went looking for purple armored chapters. Oh, it's so cute. For me, they work as a base coat, personally. That's how the Warmistress uses them, too, as like a base coat, and then he does like highlights on top. That might be a little bit too much silver here. Let's see. This particular silver I've had for so long and it's like super dried out, but I have another one that replaces it, but this one is, it's like the perfect texture now for dry brushing, so I don't get rid of this dried out silver. Okay. Do they look pretty close? They look pretty darn close to one another. Cool. I'm gonna wash this out. I kind of just started getting hype for them as an enemy for my Night Lords. That's amazing. I went through a few test models before I got the right balance. Too little contrast and it pulls away from the curve of the shoulder pad. Too much and you get really dark splotches. Okay. So you have to have enough paint, not too much. I picture warp talons swarming around like storm ravens. It's a pretty cool image. That's so cool. I like having multiple armies too. I've never really written like any headcanon for them. That's not true. My guard definitely have some background and lore. It's not extensive though. Okay, so what should we do first? Should we do ink first or should we do contrast first? Do I want to use this one? I think I need a new brush for this. Because this one I've been using for basing and stuff. Yeah, this one's... It's seen better days. Let's see, y'all. Maybe this one? So I use cheap brushes, and you're not going to be able to see it here, but sometimes they have a little guide hair on them because these ones are made actually for watercolor. So I just trim off those little guide hairs with my cuticle scissors that I keep here. And sometimes you get like a little straggler like this guy, so I'll trim that off. But I've even had that on more expensive brushes, so. You also have Snuggums von Huggus. I do. But again, because I hate painting Marines, they're so difficult for me to just like get into that, yeah, I probably won't do any more pink Marines just because I fucking hate painting them so much. But so cross your fingers for me that this works, y'all. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the contrast. I've heard that these need to be shaken really good, so let's throw it on the old vortex mixer. I don't really have any lore. I more just imagine concept art and use that to give a general tone rather than concern myself with detailed stories. Okay. I feel ya. Okay. So I'm gonna go in with a Kellyan green first. And, okay, it's interesting texture. I've literally never opened a pot of contrast before. I'm kind of scared. I'm not gonna lie. I'm much more concerned with what sort of stuff would they do than what have they done. Oh, that makes sense. Okay. I'm going in. So I need enough, but not too much. Okay. Enough, but not too much. But I don't want to get, like, the trim. The Warmistress is home, so the dog is woofing. Okay, I think I need more, honestly. Do I need more? Do I need more? Okay, but I do see, like, I do see the highlights underneath. I'm not sure. We continue on. I'm gonna do this entire helmet because I don't really see too much for trim on it. So I'm gonna go in kind of thick in here. Y'all, I think I just need to just slap it on the whole thing and then do the trim after. Maybe? Maybe? I mean, the color is really pretty over the metallic, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, it's definitely gonna need like an edge highlight. And it is still tea stainy. I'm afraid if I put more paint over it, it's not gonna like look metallic underneath. But I think if I put a metallic highlight, because I have like a metallic medium that I think it will work. Okay, I'm gonna let that dry before I do any more, but I'm gonna, on the other guy, I'm gonna do the same amount with the turquoise ink and see if it looks any different. Kind of want to try a synthwave style for the Hawk Lords though. Chrome, magenta, purple, and teal. Ooh. Figure out how to do it on a mini smoke and lasers. paint the trim afterwards as well, though it's easy when it comes to ultramarines. Well, we'll see how that looks when it dries. Because my husband said sometimes, like, you really have to wait for it to dry before you make up your mind. You do a really light dry brush of metallic on it after. I would probably just edge highlight it, just because that's my thing. Edge highlighting is my zen time. I'm never gonna give up edge highlighting. Okay. And I just go like straight out of the pot with this stuff. Well, we'll see what this looks like. So let's see here. So we'll do this bit. The colors are like super similar. Like the pigment payoff is better, I think, with the contrast, but the metallic I think shines through a bit better with the ink. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna wait for those to dry, and then they look so similar. Y'all. They look so similar. You can always use contrast medium to thin it down if you want to add another layer. But, like, if I thin it down, then it's just Liquitex ink. You know what I mean? Like, the whole point is to get it done fast. So, like, wouldn't I just do 2 coats of the ink because it's already mixed? And it's also cheaper. Like, the ink, like, this ink is the same price as this contrast. You know what I mean? And you get so much more. Actually, do you? It's 30 milliliters, and this is 18. So you get, like, quite a bit more for the same price. Yo, I don't know. The tea staining is like still a thing with the contrast, but it does give like a deeper, richer color. I don't know, y'all. But they do look quite similar. Also beach volleyball because I can't not work in Top Gun. Nice. What are we painting today? So we're painting Alpha Legion. These are Iron Crusaders by Gear Guts Mech Shop. And I'm just trying to decide if I like contrast or if I like Liquitex ink better. And I'm really not too sure. Like, they're so similar. I'm really not sure, you guys. Like, can you even see a difference? See if it'll... Like, I think, like, the contrast might look a little bit better, but... But it's so much more expensive. So I'm not sure. I think that the highlights show up better with the contrast, where it's just like an all-over color with the ink. Do you guys enjoy listening to my thought process as I try to figure this out? I'm not sure. Let's pull out this metallic medium. Are they supposed to be different? Well, they're two different paints, so they're not supposed to be different, but I'm just trying to decide which one is going to be better to use. I've still yet to try out inks and oil washes. As for the difference, I can kind of see it so subtle that if I weren't looking for it, you wouldn't be able to tell. Let's throw some highlights on and see if there's any difference. Keep telling myself that the imperfections from tea staining give the armor a more realistic look. True. I think I see a difference, but I might just be making myself see one. Ink is on the left or the right? Ink? Contrast. Just paint the whole thing in each color. Okay, let's see if doing a highlight with this metallic medium does anything at all. Because sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't. Because I don't really want to put silver on it because I want it to still be blue, and this metallic medium is colorless. Normally I would do this step last, and I would do the eye lenses. I want to do their eye lenses yellow. But I just really want to see what it looks like once the highlights are on. I gotta tell you guys, it's really hard to like not paint right up at my face, because that's normally what I do. Like this. Ugh. But I can't. But I did wear my glasses, so that's helping. Because normally on stream, I don't. Okay. Let's see if I can actually get this to like... I think it helps when the edge highlights are on. I just did like a quick little thingy. Let's try this one. Let's try this one. Because I don't want to do more than one coat on these. Like, the idea is to get them done fast. Also, I find it hard to edge highlight with a brand new brush. It's like I haven't become one with this brush yet, but we're doing the best we can. Okay. I think contrast is gonna win. It's just like a little bit of a deeper color, and then it does settle into the recesses a bit better than the ink does. So that's the plan. Sorry, ink, you lost out to contrast. But it was very close. I mean, I think if money was an issue, you could just like wash this thing black first, and then so yeah, you could wash it black first, and then I think that you could put the ink over, and I think it would be great. But it's just an extra step. Are you contrast painting over metallic primer? No, this is black primer and then dry brushed with 2 silvers, and then the contrast is going on. But we did try ink as well. But I think I like this color a little bit better. And it does sink into the recesses as it's, says it's supposed to. Which means that I think I can get one less step. I don't have to actually wash it first. But since contrast is expensive, I do think you could get a very similar look by washing the mini with black first and then just using a Liquitex ink on top once it's dry. Because I'm all about finding ways to save money, because this hobby is really expensive. Not gonna lie. But for this project, I would much rather it be fast than as inexpensive as possible, so that's why we're going with the contrast. But I do actually think that it might look better with the black wash and the Liquitex ink. I'm lazy. I'm lazy. This color is beautiful though. Right on time, the Warmistress answers. I think you should paint each one fully in each color. You think so? You think that I should do the wash on the other guy and see? I think that there's enough panels on this guy as well that maybe the tea staining won't be as big of an issue. We'll see. Like he's got quite a bit of trim and whatnot on him. Gotta go do food. Food. I gotta get food too. Also, that ring is awesome. This one? This is my favorite piece of labradorite, actually. I have 2 labradorite rings, and this one, I've worn it so much it's cracked here And I went to get it fixed, and they're like, it's not worth it to fix silver. And I was like, oh, but it's my favorite. So I just sort of like squeeze it back together and keep wearing it. Lucas, hold on one second. I feel like my dog was wrecking stuff. I'm afraid to go look. Are you being cute? Are you being cute? Okay, back to the task at hand. I am just gonna paint like all of it and then do the trim later. I know Alpha Legion has silver trim, so I'll probably base coat it a lighter silver just so that I can get a bit more of a contrast on this model. Contrast with contrast. What is for lunch? I don't know. I don't know yet. I mean, I might go down, I'm not gonna lie, I might go down to like my favorite cafe and get like a scone and a fancy frou-frou coffee. Oh, or we have leftover chili in the fridge. That actually sounds delightful. You did name the pupper Lucas the Trickster. I did, and that was a mistake, honestly, because he really does like to trick people and like play games. He likes to steal my stuff. He's a sweetie though. He's very gentle now. When he was a puppy, he's half German Shepherd, so he's like kind of mouthy. So there's that. But now he's turning into a very gentle giant. I say he's giant because I was expecting a 45-pound dog, and he's already bigger than that at 6 months old. He's gonna be a big boy. He's gonna be a big boy. Emperor's Children is the way to go. Well, these guys are gonna be Alpha Legion. But yeah, so I read the book Legion, and then I was like, oh man, like, if I was gonna start a Chaos faction, it'd have to be them, right? Because, like, are they actually loyalists? Are they not? Will we ever know? So I find that kind of cool, actually. Chili, yes! I had a terrible frozen pizza for lunch, but it was only $1.50. So, you know, you get what you pay for. It's true. I remember you complaining that he'd nip your butt. He still does. It's just he doesn't do it very hard anymore. But yeah, he would bruise me. Like when he wants to play and you're not paying attention to him, he used to like nip, and it was really hard for a while. Now he's like learned to not do it that hard. So now it's just kind of cute. But yeah, he only does that to me. He doesn't really do it to anybody else. I do think that the metallic nature underneath, I think it does sort of temper the tea staining a little bit. And I feel like I'm using like a little bit less on the big panels, and then I just use more when there's more like crevasses. So like I might use more in here because I feel like this needs to be dark. I forgot I could watch on my phone. I actually deleted like a lot of apps from my phone. I was finding I was just getting super distracted and spending way too much time on social media. Good afternoon, Josh. How's it going? I'm like trying so hard to get this done in time to see if I could like actually paint one of these in. I think because I painted the other, like I dry brushed the other one, I think once this dries, I think I could like edge highlight it in like less than half an hour. Which, like, anytime I can get a model done in, like, less than 2 hours is amazing. That's basically speed painting for me. So, I think that I could do this. But because Tom suggested that I do the other one, I am going to wash it. And then I might actually, like, redo the silver bits in places. But I'm going to wash it, and then once it's dry, I'm gonna put the ink on and see how that goes. Because I think, I can't be for sure, but like I think it would look good. Okay, did I miss any bits? Okay. Once you practice a couple, are you going back on Heroes Brush Hour? I don't know. I don't know if they would have me. Sure. Sure, I could. Maybe not with Marines. Might do something more interesting than Marines. I don't hate this. Do I love it? I don't know. It needs all the edge highlights and stuff, and then the trim and everything. But I don't hate it. I feel like it's a good start. So what am I going to do? I'm going to throw a black wash on this other guy. Non-oil. Maybe I'll just do one arm so we can see. Because I think I'm going to have to use the hair dryer on it. Okay. So I'm gonna grab the hair dryer, I think, maybe, if I can find it. Make sure my dog's not behind me. Okay. Let's see here. Is it This one? Yes. Are you plugged in? Yes. Also, let me know if the hairdryer is too loud. That is a cool tool that is holding your paint pot. What is it? So it is a paint pot holder. I had this one FDM printed ages ago. However, you can get this pre-printed, or you can get the STL. You can get something that is better than this, honestly, from geargetsmechshop.com. It's just a paint pot holder. I have spilled, obviously, you can see this giant sort of blue spill here. I've spilled enough paint that I was just like, I don't want to spill anymore. So I got a paint pot holder. But yeah, I highly recommend the one from Gear Gets Mech Shop. I've just had this one forever, so... Okay, let's see if I can get this wash to dry. And then we'll throw that ink on and see what it looks like with the wash on it. So, like, Horus Heresy purists get mad when you get your iconography wrong and stuff, but, like, where do you find the iconography? Like, barely hear the hairdryer? Nice. You know, like, where do I find where everybody's iconography is? I would imagine that, like, Alpha Legion probably wouldn't have different colored helmets for, like, lieutenants and stuff, because they all want to look the same. But maybe I'm wrong. That's funny, like with the black it looks so similar. Oh well, let's try it. Let's try it and see what happens. So this is the cheaper way of doing this. So color's really pretty though. I see I missed a spot there. Okay. I also went a little bit heavier with the ink to see if that gets it to go into the recesses a bit better. So we'll see what happens there. Just tell them that your Alpha Legion are just using nonsensical iconography to confuse their enemies. I don't think that they would go for that. I am too much of a free spirit to ever want to play the Horus Heresy. Wouldn't want to deal with people mad that I painted my little plastic toys wrong. That's seriously what keeps me from it too, because like I just like the freedom to like paint my stuff the way I want. And yeah, just like having people be like, oh, you painted that the wrong color. Like, come on. Come on. Where's the style guide then? You know? If there's a right and a wrong way, where's the freaking style guide? Did I miss any other spots? Yeah, like it is tea staining, but it doesn't look awful with the metallic underneath. That's gonna be, that trim doesn't matter because I'm gonna paint it different. Yeah, like it still, to me, it still looks like contrast paint, but yeah, over top of the metallic, it's not like terrible. I wonder if I could maybe dry brush. I feel like if I added a bit of ink to the metallic medium, I feel like it would still just be too dark, but or it might be too like wet to actually dry brush. So we'll see. It is very wet. This is the color that it comes out with the metallic medium, and you can't even really tell it's metallic. And that was mostly metallic medium. It's interesting. Can I even dry brush with it? Like, it's so wet. Don't think I'm gonna be able to. Color's really pretty though, but it doesn't even look metallic. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know if that would work for highlights, 'cause it's really wet. Okay, waiting for stuff to dry. Waiting for stuff to dry. Let's get caught up on the chat. There's stories in our own passive officers not wanting to be saluted if they're in an active combat zone to avoid snipers, so it makes sense for a sneaky legion to hide who the leaders are, right? Oh, I'm not playing Horus Heresy, I'm playing Dorian Heresy, clearly different. No, I will not answer questions. They didn't even have contrast paint during the Heresy. My version! I would have to be sure to bring sunglasses with me for when I tell people to deal with it. I do find myself fascinated with that. My biggest armies are orcs and a fledgling cat girl guard army. Interesting, cat girls. You could play cat girl guard in Horus Heresy, oh my gosh, and watch the grognards' heads explode. Okay. It still looks like a bit tacky. I guess this stuff takes a long time to dry, eh? It's contrast. Let's see how this is doing. That looks pretty good too, though. You guys, I'm not like any closer to knowing which way I want to go. Okay, I have to put, I guess, this on the whole thing and then see what looks better when it dries. Y'all, I thought this was going to be like a clear winner. Like, this looks better. We're doing that. This is not the case. What I am going to do is like apply more. I think it definitely needs just more so that it does like settle into the recesses. So let's do that. Just put tons on. It's funny, this ink goes on blue, but it dries this like beautiful turquoise color. Oh, I didn't wash that. Do I care? Do I care? Maybe I do. Okay, I'm just gonna pop lots on here and see if it looks the same as the black. Let's see. Look at this experiment. Because if I can get away without the black, then voila, one less step. But let's see what that looks like. Also, I highlighted this and then put more on top, so that'll tell me too, like maybe highlighting first before the ink goes on is the way to go. Let's see if we put more in here. Like that looks really pretty though. Like that color. How close does it look to this? Like it's pretty close, but this looks like a bit more green. This might be something that I'll actually have to like sleep on and then come back to it and be like, okay, which one does look better? Because this isn't dry yet, but I'm kind of leaning that. It's like less tea stainy. Interesting. And then we'll have to see if this looks the same when it's dry as this. And then we'll have to see if this with the edge highlighting first looks better than just this. That's what I'll have to do. I probably could if I cared to. That might also make people upset. Upsetting grognards is worth 10 victory points, just like having a fully painted army. Ooh. The pigment level in the ink looks better. I think that they're very similar in terms of pigment. I just think that it applies more even. But I'm gonna have to wait and see when it's completely dry. Which contrast paint are you using? Achelian green? Yeah, Achelian green. Well, thanks for hanging around with me as I experimented, and I'm still not sure which one is best. I mean, this is growing on me. Because it's like evenly distributed the color into the recesses, which is where you would expect it to be. Whereas this, it's kind of like just down here. It's not like in the recesses, you know. Also, I like this color better. This is like a green. Whereas this is more blue. This is like a blue-green, probably. But like the result is very similar. I'm just like being nitpicky. I like how smooth and velvety that looks. This one? It does look really smooth, doesn't it? Most important question for the Horus Heresy folks, did you drill the barrels? No, I never drill barrels. At this point, I never drill barrels because there's always that one person who's like, you didn't drill the barrels. Even though it could be like the most beautiful paint job that you've ever done, there's always going to be that one person. Hey, play on tabletop. How's it going? Experiments are looking really good. Thank you. Yeah, I was thinking about doing an Alpha Legion so that I could play Horus Heresy if anybody bought in around here. But yeah, I'm not any closer to like figuring out if the contrast or the ink looks better. But I like the kind of green undertone of the ink more and more. Like the more it dries, the more I like it. So I'm probably gonna do that, and it's cheaper. You guys, I don't know if you want to try another color, but maybe Pterodon turquoise. I don't know if I want to try a different color because the colors are so close, and the colors are really close to what I wanted. I'm just not super sure that I like... Yeah, I'm just not super sure that I like the tea staining. Whereas, like, this is not really tea stained. The extra pigment is deposited where you would kind of expect it to be. It's really cool watching this dry into this more green color. Okay, I think I made up my mind. We're gonna do the black wash with the Liquitex ink after dry brushing, and then we're gonna do an edge highlight of metallic medium. So that's how we're gonna do it. I'm gonna I'll probably just finish these guys the way they are. I don't think I'll repaint this one. I'm gonna just paint them both up. And then I have 3 more, so I have 3 more duders. So I'm just gonna do them all the same. I'm gonna do them all this way. And then I'll start getting some like troops and stuff printed. Yeah. Figured it out. I'm committing. This is the way that I'm doing it. Because that actually, the more I look at it, the more it dries, the more I like it. So that's what we're gonna do. Laugh was at the barrels comment. Gotcha. Leave those bears alone. Just need to put a dab of black on. Yeah, that's how I do it too. Like, and I do my las guns like actual like lenses because they're a laser, right? Don't need to drill those. Somebody did try to tell me that I should drill all those las guns, and I was like, no, they don't have barrels. Like, come on now. On some of the Night Lords and wreck their guns. It's true. You really have to have a steady hand, which I don't have. The important thing to remember with playing any games is that you're not there to try to make someone else happy. Exactly. I've been having much better success with my Carcharodons. Nice. Alright, folks. Well, I'm going to run out. I'm going to go take my dog for a walk. I'm going to eat some lunch and visit with my mother-in-law who is here visiting. And next week, I'm not sure what I'm going to paint next week. I might do some more work on this guy, which I was painting last week. But I also might just get him done because I hate him so much. He's so ugly. Like the model itself is so ugly. Then I might just get him done and then be done with it. So yeah, not sure. Maybe we'll do Night Haunt next week. We'll see. Depends how much painting I do during the week. But I just wanted to thank you all for coming in and hanging out with me on a Monday. It's my Sunday, so on a Monday. And yeah, if you need anything from me, make sure that you send me messages either on Instagram, or you can shoot me a message on Patreon, or that's actually probably the best way to get me. I don't normally check my Facebook that much, so just letting you know there. Enjoy your chili and/or scone. Oh, thank you. There will always be someone that will be unhappy because of... well, that's their problem. I like that. That is their problem. Alright, everybody. Have a lovely day. And until next time, make sure to be nice and roll dice. Thanks, everybody. Bye.